Oh, that's good shit. Okay, so like I say, we may need to hurry because there could be a market gap right now. And all I'm saying, Phil, is that maybe if somehow I had a better education and I was smarter, I could have got this done quicker. But I didn't really have the opportunity to steal my education like some people did. Lori Loughlin gets 2 months in prison in a college admission scandal. Her husband, Mossimo, will serve 5 months. Well, these two motherfuckers who bought their dumbass daughter's way into college are going to be going to jail. Okay, that's well and good, but does 2 months seem a little bit fucking light to anybody?
It's pretty damn light. 2 months?
How does that stack up in comparison to other people that have gone down this route? Homeless mom gets 5 years, while Felicity Huffman gets 14 days. Both for stealing education. This was about a year ago that this happened. It was another case real similar to this with the buying your way into college, or in the homeless mom's case, the getting the child to a better school by pretending to live in a different district or whatever. How many of you out there have divorced parents that had to go through that fucking scheme when you were a kid because that's what they thought the best thing to do was? It's a pain in the ass. It sucks for the kids, but it is not the kid's fault. I will give it that much. So, what's her name? Aunt Becky gets fucking 2 months.
Felicity Huffman only got 14 days?
She got 2 weeks? She did better than Vince Neil.
Jesus.
And a homeless mom gets 5 years for the exact same crime. Does that sound like carriage of justice to anybody?
Not at all.
That sound right out there? Charged with stealing school. Here's one way the U.S. enforces educational segregation. Now, the unfortunate part is there are people that try to politicize this into saying, oh, they just want to make sure that minorities are not educated, blah, 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 blah. But let me point this shit out to you real quick. It does not matter what color your skin is in this scenario. The only color that matters here is green. And if you don't fucking believe me, let's read it again. Homeless mom gets 5 years. Celebrity with money gets 14 days.
Yep.
Okay, that's the part that fucking matters here. And as far as segregation for schools, damn, I mean, we've talked about so many times how the people that are actually pushing to resegregate the United States, how that's just like the fucking worst goddamn idea.
Yeah, it's going backwards.
It is going backwards.
It's taking us back fucking 50 years.
Right, and what we're talking about here is the wealthier neighborhoods having access to better schools, right? Now, that's to be expected, local bond elections, blah, 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 blah. But, at the same time, when it comes to kids, like, it can't be their fault how much money their parents make or don't make, It's tough. And this is part of the double edge of capitalism in some ways. At the same time, we are talking about a federal institution, so is it just your tax dollars being wasted instead of being spent on not churning out dumbass fucking kids? And as long as we're talking about segregating due to how much money you have, look at this right here. Boop. New York City parents are spending $70,000 for their kids to remote learn in pods. $70,000.
Who's making that green, dude?
Yeah, dude. See what's happening here? Pods are small groups of 4 to 10 students in the same grade, led by a tutor or teacher. That's literally how they do it in jail, or mental institutions, or state-run facilities, or orphanages. This is how they get it done then. Meanwhile, these rich fucks are willing to put $70,000 a year down, more than most colleges, in order to put them in pods. Now, you tell me, Phil, what scare tactic did they use to make people want to do this?
Obviously the virus.
Seems like, once again, the color of people's skin doesn't matter. The only color that matters is green.
Green.
And in the long run, guys, let me ask you this, dude. In the grand scope of what's evil and what's not evil, where does quote-unquote stealing in education lie? Do I think Lori Loughlin should go to prison? Yes. Do I want to shit on kids for trying to go to school? No. I mean, it's tough. It's tough because there's kids involved, and that's always the case.
But here's what's worse about the Lori Loughlin thing in particular is that her daughter would post shit on like Twitter and Instagram and stuff, videos of her talking about how she hated to go to class and she wasn't going to go to class anyway, and she was going to go do something else and stuff like that. Yeah, it was awful. It's like, this is the girl who's stealing a quote unquote education. No, she's stealing a college experience is what she's stealing.
So when you hear people talk about privilege, the only real privilege is green privilege. Mm-hmm. It's just, as many people want to, and we've talked about this so much about solidarity in the States. People want to point the guns at each other. It just makes us distracted from the real problem. It's not about black versus white. It's about rich versus poor, and it has been for quite a fucking while.
I'm an artist working in an unpopular medium.
You never take sides against the family. Here it is, man.
It's a completely legitimate business.
But my art gallery is already one of the finest in all the land.
I know about your penchant for spying on women.